After the great betrayal by Alanissa, the sacrifice of Jill, and the imprisonment of the Dragon Emperor Hades, Jill's fate remains unknown, especially since the dragon directed its fire at her directly, yet her body has not been found. So we then see Hades trapped in a cage, being transported to his execution. The question of the episode is, will the Dragon Emperor Hades be executed? Write your thoughts in the comments. The scene shifts to Jill, who has just regained consciousness. She says, "What is this place? Where am I? What exactly happened? I don't understand anything." She looks up and sees water floating above her, realizing she is in an underground location no one knows about. At that moment, she finds the black dragon behind her. However, instead of running, Jill shows courage, which earns the dragon's respect. Jill learns that the black dragon saved her at the request of the crimson dragon. The black dragon questions Jill, asking how she could claim to be the emperor's wife when she has no golden ring and no magical power of authority. "This means you are not the dragon emperor's wife," the dragon declares, "and you will be sentenced to death. You will not leave this place alive." The black dragon then launches a powerful fire attack, but Jill evades it, hiding behind a stone. Jill tries to reason with the dragon, saying, "The emperor is in trouble and about to be executed. I must save him." But the black dragon does not listen and unleashes another powerful attack. Jill leaps behind the dragon and escapes, discovering shards of eggshells with immense magical energy flowing from them. The scene transitions to Listia and her group, who realize that the forest has been completely burned by the dragon army. They know they must now save Emperor Hades at any cost. However, they also need to rest and spend the night after losing their dragons. Restoring their bond with the dragons won't be easy, as their relationship with them is not intimate. Ristard informs them of the dire situation, urging them to think quickly. The scene then shifts back to Hades, who is deep in sleep, dreaming of food. When he wakes, he finds Alanissa beside him, having set food down for him. She says, "You must eat," to which he responds, "You're asking someone on their way to execution to eat. How is that possible?" She apologizes and tries her best, along with Faisal, to convince their uncle to let Hades live as an ordinary person, but Hades turns to her and says, "I am not an ordinary person. I am the Dragon Emperor." The scene returns to Jill and the Black Dragon. The dragon questions Jill again, asking, "How can you claim to be the Emperor's wife when you have no magical power? You are not worthy of him." Jill laughs and responds, "Sacrificing yourself for someone else creates true strength." Jill then attacks, using the magical power of the eggshell shards to strike the dragon with a powerful blow, knocking it to the ground. She looks behind her and finds a dragon egg, which appears to be connected to the birth of the Dragon Emperor. The heart of the Dragon Emperor provides nutrients to the egg as it grows, which then hatches after 10 years. Jill asks about Rafi, and the dragon explains that it is natural for a dragon's heart to sustain the egg. Of course, 10 or even 20 years is within the acceptable range, but if the dragon dies before the egg hatches, its heart will feed the egg, causing it to hatch as a monster. This, the dragon suggests, might be the Emperor's plan to curse the world after his death. Jill understands her meaning and approaches the egg, reassuring it that she is by its side and urging it to hatch quickly. Suddenly, the egg moves, startling them. The black dragon explains that a golden-eyed black dragon must always join with another black dragon. She has waited 300 years. Jill apologizes for striking her face earlier, but the dragon insists it is she who should apologize for treating Jill poorly. She admits her frustration stemmed from the egg not hatching. The dragon confesses she has never left this place, spending her time watching over the unhatched egg and succumbing to despair. Jill urges her to go with her to save Hades before the egg hatches. The dragon hesitates, fearing for the egg's safety, but Jill reassures her that nothing will happen and Sixankafil will check on it periodically. They hear a tapping sound from the egg. It wants to hatch quickly and not be left behind. The dragon agrees to accompany Jill to save their master. Jill climbs onto her back and they take to the skies. Before they set off, Jill asks what they will do first. The dragon replies, "Hold on tight, this won't take longer than a blink." As they soar through the sky, Jill asks where they are headed. The dragon answers, "To your friends, they're not far." Jill then asks for the dragon's name, but the dragon admits she doesn't have one. Jill jokingly suggests naming her Steek, but the dragon refuses the name. Meanwhile, we see Alanissa and Hades talking. Hades asks why Jill begged him not to kill her. Alanissa replies that she pitied him betrayed by her sister, and now forced to kill her. Hades interrupts, saying he never considered her his sister. Alanissa continues, explaining her regret at failing to remain his sister to the end. Hades doesn't understand her meaning, and she apologizes for not being a suitable older sister capable of raising him. We'll swear we see Lawrence, Camilla, and Zeke sitting by a fire for warmth. Lawrence mentions they still have the food rations Hades prepared. Suddenly, they notice a dragon approaching. It's Jill. Overjoyed, they ask why she's riding a black dragon. Jill explains she didn't just bring one black dragon, she brought many. They are stunned by the sight. Jill informs them that the black dragon summoned the others to help. Among the dragons, Richard spots his own dragon and thanks Jill. Jill asks about their current situation. Zeke explains that while they were fleeing, they lost Sodi and the Bear Emperor. Jill is overjoyed to hear they were reunited with the Bear Emperor, who fought hard despite his injuries. Jill asks Lawrence to repair Sodi, and he agrees, assuring her they will rescue the Emperor despite their small numbers. The counterattack begins. Suddenly, Alannissa's guard rushes to inform her that Prince Ristard and a black dragon are attacking them. A soldier rushes to inform Princess Alenzia that Prince Ristard and a black dragon are attacking them. Shocked, Alenzia hurries with him to confront the situation. The scene shifts to Rafi speaking to Hades, teasing him. It seems the lady has been accepted. Hades replies confidently, "Of course, she is the dragon's bride. She has your blessing and is my beautiful bride." So meanwhile, Jill and her companions regroup. Lawrence points out their only advantage is mobility, warning that if reinforcements arrive, they'll be crushed. He suggests that Prince Restard lure as many soldiers as possible while they orchestrate Emperor Hades' escape. As Alenzia's soldiers fire arrows at them, they dodge the attacks. Jill begins searching for Alenzia. When she finds her, Jill confronts Alenzia, shouting, "My uncle said you were dead, but I was sure you were alive." Jill orders the dragons to take Hades and flee, but she notices a deadly magical barrier surrounding the wagons. Alenzia attacks Jill, but Jill deflects her strike with ease. Alenzia sneers, "I can't believe you're able to block me, even with your magic sealed." She then breaks Jill's sword and demands her surrender, promising to save Hades herself. Jill, infuriated, retorts, "Why did you betray him? If you wanted to save him, why didn't you remain his successor?" Jill points her broken sword at Alenzia's neck, but Prince Restard interrupts, saying, "I'd love to hear what you have to say to me as well." He confronts Alenzia, asking, "Why did you betray Hades? I knew from the start you weren't truly on his side. You're not someone who would abandon your unruly siblings. That's why I trusted you. Why did I ever think of making you an ally? I don't want to believe I was wrong. Even now, I don't believe I was." He acknowledges Hades as the Dragon Emperor and demands to know why Alenzia wants him to join her, revealing that his younger sister's life is at stake. Restard grows angry at Alenzia's actions, accusing her of acting against Rafi's family values. Suddenly, Alenzia saves her brother from their uncle's attack. The uncle, surprised by Jill's presence, remarks, "Who would have thought you were still alive?" Preparing to strike, Restard reminds him that Hades is the Dragon Emperor and questions why he sides with their uncle. Their uncle dismisses Restard's accusations, accusing Hades of filling his sister's mind with nonsense. Restard laments the futile nature of the conflict, expressing hope for an end to the senseless battle. Their uncle scoffs, asking, "Do you think Hades fit to be emperor? After you set fire to an innocent village, he's a better choice than you. No one believes you belong to the imperial family." Restard attacks their uncle but is struck down, so Alenzia pleads with her uncle to let her handle Restard. Furious, their uncle accuses Alenzia of delaying Hades' escort, allowing them to fall into a trap. "I've found the error," he declares. The error is Hades. He reveals a shocking secret. After the birth of Wiesel, their mother had an affair with a guard, meaning Wiesel is not their brother. Restard is stunned, realizing they share no blood ties with Hades. How can Hades be the Dragon Emperor? He asks in disbelief. Heartbroken, Restard contemplates the years of deception that led people to believe they were part of Rafi's imperial family. He insists they must reveal the truth to the public and accept Hades' rule as the Dragon Emperor. Their uncle, outraged, insists Hades is the true problem, bringing chaos to Rafi's empire. He vows to kill Jill and Hades to restore order. Just as he prepares to strike Jill, Hades appears before him, shocking everyone. So thus ends today's episode of the anime. Stay tuned for the next episodes. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all the latest content.